guys, welcome to Nat and Grace Revelations. This is Tarot Tia. This will be a blackout readings until next week. This is going to be for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Cross Watchers, whoever is here. Please like, share, subscribe if this reading does resonate. May or may not resonate, but I do offer personals and that information will be down in the description. So let's see what's going on, Leo. This will be a general reading. Let's see. Your cards are falling out all over the place, so they're ready to talk. Let's see. I'm curious. Leo actually has had really, really positive energy. It really feels like you've been coming out of some type of transition or going through a transition. Just kind of, it felt like there were blockages, like things that were blocking you, but the progression felt like it was because you were helping others or doing more for others than you were for yourself in some type of way. Well, let's see. Okay, Leo, you're coming out of your feelings, possibly ready to express your feelings, especially if you confide in a maternal figure, or if there's a maternal figure around you that really confides in you. It seems like you are trying to build a dam around these emotions, but they're creeping through. It's like the water. I'm literally seeing like I don't know if, I guess everybody wouldn't know what I'm talking about, but the water tunnels, the bridges where you go under the water instead of on top. That's what I'm seeing, and it's like the water. It's like one of those, but the water is leaking. And it's on the walls. You can see water on the walls, so it's kind of like, oh my fucking gosh, like what is happening here? It's kind of scary, but that's what I see happening. It feels like the water is the ocean water is leaking through the dam or the bridge, and you want to run, Leo. You do not want to feel. And that is what is stopping your progression, because you don't want to feel, or you're not trying to bring emotion into what you have going on. So it feels like you're going through the motions and finding success in a 3D manner, but emotionally you feel stagnant. Things are not moving at all. You're not progressing emotionally. So you feel like the same exact person, even though you may be attaining all of this attention and all of this success. You don't feel like you're evolving because emotionally you're not. Definitely feels like some concerns tied into family ties, especially if this is tied into a paternal figure, a paternal figure. Feeling protected, because it feels like you didn't feel protected, you didn't feel safe. And this feels like as you were growing up in some type of way, not feeling safe, not feeling secure. So you constantly play this role of guardian, protector, or you constantly feel like you have to protect yourself, or that you're always unsafe or insecure in relationships because you don't know the motive of others. But once you start to work through these emotions, once you start to allow yourself to feel, you're going to understand where that feeling is coming from, why you constantly feel the need to play savior in others' lives, because it feels like that energy is coming as a detriment to your own health. hmm It really feels like you pick up a lot of untrustworthy partnerships, a lot of untrustworthy friendships, things like that, or pick up relationships that do not last, temporary situations. And it's mainly because, again, you don't have your discernment on. You don't because you tune out what you're feeling emotionally when you go into partnerships or relationships. You attract anything. It feels like this is just like a fun bag. You're just finding people, and then once the relationships kind of fizzle out, you're kind of left wondering, like, well, what do I do now? And then it feels like you attach yourself to something or someone else. It feels like a really bad habit of codependency, to where you again try to attach yourself to people or things that you see as needing your help, because that makes you feel good. But you need your help right now, Leo. You need your help. And again, not career wise. Financially, things look amazing for you. Things look amazing. This is your emotional health. This is all about your emotions, because you're trying to harbor feelings, especially if this is tied into a Scorpio or Capricorn. You're harboring these feelings because you don't want to hurt. But you're hurting yourself even more because it feels like those feelings are turning into anger, into rage. So you may be experiencing moodiness, or you may notice that your attitude is really, really bad, or you're starting to find yourself not committing to things, like things that you really used to be motivated about. There's just like, who cares? Like you're very nonchalant from what I see. And it seems like because of that, you're going to feel like things in your life have slowed down. Or as if you have to find something new to get this spark back into your life. It's like throwing more wood on this fire. But you don't need to throw more wood on the fire. It's like you fan it a little bit, give it some air. Let yourself breathe. Give yourself time to exhale. It's not about using the same elements to increase this fire. Go find other elements or work through your other elements to help you maintain this flame. So you have enough earth, you have enough fire. You need to go get air and water. And this doesn't look like a fire or a situation that you're ready to extinguish. So air is your last solution. This is the process of elimination, right? The water, you're drowning in this water, or it's like you're expecting rain, you're expecting flooding, you're expecting all of this turbulent weather if you open up. But the longer you hold on to it, the more aggression it turns into. Especially if you're trying to harbor a secret, trying to keep a secret. And that secret is tied into someone else's health or mental health or stability in some type of way. And they're growing increasingly angry. And you're not saying anything. It's like a secret that you're withholding, information that you're withholding from someone. And they're begging for this information, or they're begging for something. They're looking for answers, and you have the answers, and you're keeping this information from them. Because it's going to cause rifts. It may cause an end of a relationship. But from what I can see, it feels like this is just going to bring in emotional clarity. Someone is going to set up very firm boundaries with people because they're going to feel very alone. But the connection doesn't look like it's over. It just seems like talking about this is necessary, because it feels like it's taking a physical toll on one person and it's taking a mental toll on another. There's a lot of weight in this situation, a lot of weight. But the weight is being carried on multiple people because, it feels like no one wants to be the one to step up. No one wants to be the one to take responsibility. No one wants to put their name on this just in case. This is a fear of how someone may react to something. Especially if this is tied into manipulating someone's business, manipulating someone. There's a lot of insecurity here. It's a lot of insecurity. But in my opinion, it feels like you're insecure about stepping into your true form, into your full form, which includes emotion. Emotion is like the last piece of the puzzle that you need. And as soon as you snap that in there, you're complete. So if this is say for instance, if this is a business venture, you would have everything that you need, but now you need to learn how to connect with people on an emotional level. That way they can see who you truly are. Building rapport in some type of way. Because it feels like that is what's manipulating business, or manipulating, or keeping maybe repelling people, or keeping people from returning. It feels like they're looking for empathy. They're looking for empathy, sympathy, or some type of emotional connection. and the emotional connection is not there. There is no emotional connection. And it's because, again, you won't allow yourself to feel. You won't allow yourself to feel. So you may be dictating, telling someone what to do, but again, without feeling or without the empathy, they don't really they don't care. You get what I'm saying? It definitely, again, it's like someone who knows how to do things, they don't mean any harm, but they don't know how to feel, because so it's like you're trying to have heartfelt conversations or heartfelt moments or touching moments with people or trying to connect with people romantically, but you don't feel. So it's like, what can you do outside of these people do not feel like they can take your advice or deal with you or be around you or talk to you because you do not feel, you do not express your own emotion. So it's like, well, why would I express myself to you if I feel like you're just sitting there like a robot? You know, this is like the person that's constantly fighting to hold back their tears. The person that's constantly trying to like wear this poker face. They're constantly trying to be the strong one, you know. And it's like, I don't feel you because you don't feel. You move, you know what I mean? And whether this is you or crosswatcher, this is how Leo perceives you. It's like you need to open up. You need to become more emotionally available, because it's manipulating you out of friendships, partnerships, deals, relationships. Even it feels like it's just like something that you may not be understanding. Like, why do people keep rejecting me? Why do I feel rejected? Or why do I feel like people connect with others on a soul level and I just have these superficial surface connections? But it's because you're not digging into your own depth. You're not digging deep enough to connect with people on that level. But it feels like, again, once you start to face your own fears, face your own emotions, face the things that you haven't really wanted to talk about, face the emotions that you haven't really wanted to deal with, you're going to become a lot more sought after, a lot more powerful, and a lot more happy. So you're able to see yourself in the light that you're actually in this mature light, in this established light, in this successful light. It really feels like you kind of are trying to, again, be the teacher, be the guidance counselor, be the leader in some type of way, but you're leading with your ego. You're not leading with emotion or with empathy or with the heart at all. And again, even though you definitely mean well, I don't see that this person has any ill intent at all. It just feels like they're growing frustrated because they don't understand why nothing is sticking in their life, nothing staying in their life, or nothing in their life feels permanent. But again, it's because you're leading with ego, you're leading with the mind and the body, and not using your soul through this journey because you don't want to feel. It really feels like say for instance, someone who may meditate, and once they get into that state to where the images start to come to them, they break out of it because it scares them. Or once they start to feel that levitation and meditation, they jump out of it. Things like that. You have to allow yourself to go through that, even with the darker images, because those are your demons. You know what I mean? Like, you're facing your demons. Keep pushing through. Because once you start to come into contact with the spiritual entities, or those spiritual visualizations, things like that, that's when you know that you're really making progress. Because if something is trying to scare you, if something is trying to scare you or trying to prevent you from accessing something, trying to keep you from gaining access to something, trying to withhold information from you, you know it's something back there that you need. You know what I mean? People don't go through great lengths to hide things that ain't worth shit. So keep pushing through your fears, keep pushing through these emotions, because that's where your prize lies. Your prize is on the other side of you working through something emotionally. So I truly appreciate your time, guys. Thank you so much.